start hitting with 2-on-1s and 2-on-2s, those rail punishes become very important. Most of your takedowns, especially if you are the one, most of your takedowns will be rail punishes. And when I say rail punishes, I'm just telling you different rail throws or different throws that work when a dude decides he's going to step away from the rail while in a grapple because he's an idiot. Now, because he's new. He hasn't been fighting anymore, does it? They're extremely effective, especially in 1v2s. The person behind you, you can have an arm on him, and the person behind you will walk off that rail straight into a throw most of the time, if they're not just really high level. You would be surprised. There's just something about standing behind a person that makes them feel invincible, and they would really like to walk off the rail for some reason. So, you want to go into rail defense.
Just a couple basic things on rail defense is just the mindset you want to have when you're defending yourself on a rail. So one-on-one position, hand fighting, again, is to me a huge piece of this. This is like, I want to maintain range on this guy until I want to do something. So generally, I keep my hand right around here inside the pocket or on their face, this area, because I can keep this guy from like closing on me. I can keep him from necessarily like hooking my hand in. I don't necessarily want to be hooked in all the time either, because it prevents me from doing things. So usually basic stuff is just me being right here, especially open field, and this is like a team thing. I want to be able to be reactive to anything that comes at me. This is kind of a basic defense scenario. Generally, if this guy is really aggressive, really putting on me, probably my safest and most defensive position is back to rail. This is like, I can address two people. He has no control over this arm right now. I do not want him to have control of this arm because this is how I defend myself. This is also an offensive piece if somebody does come and attack me. If at any point this starts to happen where he grabs my arm and he has like this arm hooked in, I'm in a really bad place. So I don't ever want to be like completely locked in by a guy. Just because that 2-on-1 scenario can come up where I'm getting fucking wailed up by an axe. You don't want that. So generally, back to a rail, staying open, keeping range. The big thing that I also do right here, I keep range of these people. It also allows me to attack this 2 position, this offside position, if I can keep him away from me, right? So there's like, the defense is also just a little offensive as well, but I want this arm free. I want to be able to sit back into the rail. I want to keep this guy at range. I want to control the initiative of what's happening in this fight. To me, that's like some of the biggest pieces of rail defense. Keeping your feet as well. Don't let people have your feet, or making sure you're good. Like we're going to talk about some of this tomorrow, like a lot of that foot hooking stuff. We see a lot in the Russian videos, things like that right now. It's great stuff we're seeing all over steel fighting right now. So keeping your feet under you, keeping your feet safe, keeping people from grabbing and hooking, knowing how to defend against that, making sure you're comfortable being on one foot. You know, these are things that are good defense. Using the rail as like a stabilization piece, making sure to know when to hook into the rail. Hooking is the most powerful defensive and offensive thing in this field. I can use this as a tool to take people down. I can use this as a tool to stay safe from being taken down. So knowing how to use the rail, knowing how to be functional on the rail is just insanely huge. There's so much that goes into this, especially once we start adding 2-on-1s to this. It starts to get big, and we'll talk about more of this tomorrow. But for me, making sure that I'm not like super aggressing the guy in front of me as a rail person. This guy is going to be hard to take down no matter what. I don't really care about this guy. I care about everybody else that I can actually get to. If I assess them and they don't have like good energy and I feel like I can take them, I might be aggressive. If it's like somebody even I know or somebody like Brett, I'm like, oh, this guy knows what they're doing. Probably not even going to be offensive on it. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, so obviously we'll go into this a lot tomorrow. specifically when we're doing our drills for 2-on-1s and 2v2s. What to expect tomorrow, just so you know, we're in soft kit tomorrow. The morning, we're going to spend some time putting things together that we did